We'll just start in a couple of minutes. Hello, everyone. A very good morning to all of you. We are really excited to present to you today some health tech use cases for Google Maps APIs implementations. We welcome you all to this webinar. Uh, Please feel free to post any questions at any time on the link given above or in YouTube comments. So today I will be presenting about Searce and how Google Maps APIs can add value to your business. So this is the agenda for today. I'll give you a brief introduction to Searce. Then I'll talk about Google Maps for Business and how these APIs can be easily integrated with your services for your customers, for your employees, for your management. Then we'll talk about some solutions on top of Google Maps APIs by Searce and discuss a few use cases specific to your industry, right? And I have made sure that I've gone through all of the people who have registered for this particular webinar, and I've seen your website, and trust me, I know that the kind of business use cases you're seeing, all of you have immense opportunity with Google Maps to grow and make your business scale. Then we'll discuss some recent deployments, and we'll have time for question and answers. So to start off with who we are, so Searce is a beyond cloud consulting company. We help businesses across the world futurify. And our specialty is in three verticals, which is cloud, analytics, and automation. We have had 12 plus years of improvement. It's almost 13 and a half now. We have 650 plus improvers globally, right? We have engagement model of business outcome driven deliverables. So we have our skin in the game whenever you partner with Searce, right? We'll give you licensing, and on top of that, we'll give you consulting services. And if you need any development work, we are always there for you. And yeah, so what we do, this is a detail about our three verticals, which is cloud, number one. So in cloud, we do cloud managed services and cloud architecture. We also do cloud migration. If you want to shift from one cloud to the other, we help you with that, and change management. So we'll help you with the architecture. We can help you with the change management if you're shifting platforms and so on, right? Then we have analytics. So under analytics, we have analytics advisory, machine learning, analytics as a service, and data management options. And finally, we have dedicated employees who take care of RPA, that is robotic process automation. So whatever business process is repeated, right, and is such that it can be coded into a form so that uh, AI can do it, right? We help you with automation there. How we do it? So our approach is simple. First, we understand your processes, try to gel it in with the best SaaS model possible, give the proper cloud platform and help to cloudify all your data and processes, and finally help you to make sure that all of your pain from the IT or digital transformation journey has been taken away, so that you can sit down with us and innovate on how you can add value to your customers and all of your stakeholders, right? And we are premium Google partners for Google Maps. That is the primary business that I and Vineet take care of. I'm Mudit. uh, we have Google Cloud Platform, we have G Suite, and we have Chrome and Android products in our suite. Other than this, we are also partnered with Facebook for their workplace product, which is also named Workplace. And we have HRMS softwares, CRM softwares, security softwares, etc., which can actually help you with the digital transformation journey. Moving on, talking about Google Maps for Business. There are 13 APIs in total which are available as a suite for usage in a commercial perspective, right? So we help you leverage the full platform. So Maps APIs is a platform that a lot of companies are using across the globe. So there are all the platforms which are compatible. So we have web, Android, and iOS APIs. Under these, we have web services which can be used across the board. So there are different APIs like the Places API, which helps you to autocomplete addresses and find nearest places of interest. Then we have geocoding, which helps you to associate lat long to a particular address. So if you've heard that yesterday there was in the news that Google Maps has introduced plus codes for India. So which means that every place will, other than the lat long and a particular word address, it will also have a unique plus code which can be shared with various platforms to understand what locations can be leveraged. Then we have directions and distance matrix API, which work in sync with the regular traffic data that Google already has. So historic traffic plus real-time traffic has been taken into account to suggest to you what will be the best distance and what will be the best directions to go to your destination on, say, a Monday morning at 8 a.m. Right? So these two APIs help you to answer this question: how to make your processes more efficient. This is how Uber runs, right? Then we have roads API, time zone API, elevation API, geolocation API. So if you have questions around this, we can discuss these APIs in detail later. But keeping our discussion mostly business centric, I'll move on to the other slides. So Google Maps APIs add value to the bottom line. And here are some important numbers that I would like to talk to you about. So the most important number you can see is on the right hand side lower bottom, which is 31% of the businesses who used Google Maps reported an increased business value of $100,000 and above, right? 94% of the businesses using Google Maps saw tangible business improvements. And in most cases what we see is that people start out with one use case and then branch out to many, right? So for example, if you're in the M health industry, right? So you might start out with listing out doctors near a particular person so that they can schedule visits and so on, right? And then to add to that, you can add other use cases, like you can provide the distance and directions to these doctors, right? You can give a street view to for them to understand what this particular location looks like, right? So all of these options are available, and leveraging the Google Maps APIs platform. Moving on, this is global adoption across industries. With this slide, I wanted to tell you that whatever be your vertical or business process, we can definitely make sure that Google Maps can add value to your business. So if you see, there is travel and hospitality, there is automotive, there are biggies in the telecommunication and insurance sector as well. So all of these industries have found one way or the other to leverage Google Maps as a platform, right? So here is basically how Google Maps works, right? So Maps is a native application on your phone, on every Android phone, which can be, and leveraging this platform, which is there with everyone, you can actually use the familiarity of the UI in your applications to make your applications more relevant to your customers, right? To your stakeholders. So on top of Google Maps, you can have a variety of data layers like third-party data, for example, demographics of a particular place, right? Disease spread in a particular area, millennials in a particular region, right? You can heat map these things out, and you can get this third-party data from various sources, plot it down on a map, and thereby enable your teams to take better business decisions. On top of that, you can have your data. Your data means things like, where are your customers, right? What is the kind of demand you're seeing from different geographic areas? Where are your partner doctors located, right? Things like this is your data. On top of that, we have your imagery. So if you're a gym chain, right, if you want to show people what your gyms look like from the inside to make sure that they come visit once for a trial session, this is where your imagery comes in. So showing them more information so that they can go ahead and make this, you can go ahead and make the sale to them, right? So that is what your imagery does. It can also help you to understand how your processes are going on field. So a lot of times what people are doing is that uh, there are field people, and if they want something proved, they'll just take a photo, geotag it, upload it on a map, and have a whole database there, so they can see the historical documentation of a particular patient and so on. Yeah. So that is your imagery. And on the topmost layer is your asset, right? So assets are anything which are on the move and which you would want to track, right? So for example, in a delivery system, like say Swiggy, right, or Fasos, right, a food delivery industry, or if you go to e-commerce, we have Flipkart and all of these people, right? So it increases customer satisfaction immensely to be able to see the person who is going to deliver the product or the service to you, right? If you can see your Uber coming your way, that gives you a natural satisfaction. And so you can extend asset tracking to your customers, or you can also keep it to yourself to make sure that your operations are visible and you have complete visibility and transparency of your operations. So these are the layers which help you to take these decisions. And from traditional data representation methods, we have come a long way. So maps can also add to that suite of products. So basically, if you have a data visualization platform, you can use it to the maximum by using Maps APIs inside it. So if you see that this is a list of different properties in a particular area, and which are sold and which are not, and what is the contact information and address, right? So you can plot it on a map and give a more visual touch to the whole approach. So it helps you to leverage location intelligence in ways that were never possible before, right? And why Google Maps? So when we try to ask these questions to companies, the first answer is that Google Maps is the most familiar UI on the internet, right? Even a kid knows how to use it. People who are illiterate know how to use it. It has support for different Indic languages, right? So these are the reasons that it has the most accurate data as far as any other mapping or GIS service is concerned. So these are the reasons why you should go with Google Maps. But why go for Google Maps in a particular commercial scenario or for the healthcare industry, right? So there are a few questions that we like to ask. So number one would be that how can we better organize assets and personnel in the field through real-time tracking, right? So these assets and personnel can be your medical reps, your phlebotomists, your nurses who are going to visit a particular patient. It can be doctors who are traveling. It can be fitness trainers, right? It can be your yoga instructor, your physiotherapist. If you're into these services, you can actually track these people, extend this set of information to your customers as well, and keep it to yourself for real time and for performance management roles, right? So this was the first question. Then we have how can we make people healthier with improved workout analytics. So how can we show them what was the path that they covered today morning, right, in their run, and how can we make it more interesting for them to cover to achieve new milestones, right? How can we help our athletes make most out of their applications, right? So this is about workout analytics and personal tracking, uh, the kind of industry that Strava is in, right? Then we have how can we ensure real-time monitoring of assets to ensure timely response and deliveries, right? So this use case is more about the moving vehicles on the field, not just the people. So people can be just tracked with a simple Android application on their phone, right, which has a Google Maps asset tracking license. So about people it's okay, but if you want to track trucks or assets, this is an important use case where we can understand where our ambulances are, how to optimize their routes so that they reach and deliver their services in the minimum possible time. If we are into the net meds or medicine industry, medicine delivery or supplement delivery industry, how can we reach our customers faster and make our operations more efficient, right? So these were a few use cases in the asset tracking and consumer space. Now coming to the back end of the business operations, we have how can we improve efficiency by integrating location-based intelligence into business processes, right? To understand where are these particular demographics that we're trying to target, to understand how are customers spending money and where are they located, right? We can have various kinds of heat maps to organize our operations according to our demand, right? We can also organize marketing campaigns and see how effective they were in a particular geography, right? All of this is possible with Google Maps. And finally, how can we empower management with visual information to drive business growth? So the answer to all of these questions combined is with a map, right? A map can help you to answer all of these questions about the where of, if the question is about where the things are, maps can help you out in this. So location intelligence can be leveraged there. Moving on, we wanted to discuss a few trends and challenges specific to the health tech industry in India, right? So we've seen that we wanted to discuss as far as trends were concerned, growth patterns, scalability, information technology, and visibility, right? So in growth patterns, we are seeing an increasing number of users who are aware about their lifestyle, right? And that is because the millennial population has started to spend money, right? So they have started to earn and start to spend money, and this is a huge demographic for the people who are trying to build out products for this demographic. There is an increasing number of people in the elderly demographic also, which means that few years down the line, we are going to have a huge percentage of the population over and above 50 years of age, which means that there will be a lot of chronic diseases which will have to be catered to, right? So this is the growth pattern about the Indian context. Then we have scalability. So multi-location and multi-platform players are the ones who are winning, right? So if you have a localized set of services, and you are good in a particular market, it makes more sense for you to scale your business and replicate it to other cities across India to be able to be a viable business, right? So scalability is an issue which can be solved with Google Maps. Then we have information technology trying to seep in to different aspects, right? So growing complexity and dynamism of IT systems have led to a digital disruption in the health tech industry as well. And during the third wave of digital transformation in the health tech industry, it would be absolutely necessary for all companies to be completely digital. So there is this PwC report from 2016, which I'll share with you in the comments at the end of the conversation. So this particular report is very, very interesting. You will find it interesting as far as statistics are concerned, and you'll understand how important it is right now to have the business digital transformation that you've planned over the years uh, to stay in the market, right? Then we have visibility. So end-to-end visibility of service providers, fast response to emergencies, and improving customer satisfaction and planning of deliveries is what is making all the difference in the health tech industry, right? From trends coming to challenges, we have the first challenge of replicability, right? So reports suggest that health tech in India has its own challenges. The lack of infrastructure poses a huge challenge and opportunity for innovation, right? Companies like yours who select your own problem to solve should have a digital strategy that is replicable countrywide, right? So every city is a familiar is as familiar as the one you start out in with Google Maps, right? So if you have a viable business in Gurgaon right now, you can scale it up to Pune as well, even if it's an unknown territory, by just using Google Maps for all of your operational visibility, right? So that is somewhere that Google Maps can help add value. Then we have complexity. So for Indians, accessing quality healthcare is inconvenient, confusing, and often expensive, right? For practitioners, delivering it can be equally frustrating. So both groups struggle with a system that makes it hard to control when and where this care occurs, and Google Maps can help you with the where. So to solve the problem of where your doctors are, where your patients are, uh, where are the gyms that you would like to go to, right? All of these questions can be answered by Google Maps. So using location to transform business processes would be the answer to all of these challenges. So coming to industry specific use cases, we have a few industry specific use cases for you. So if you see the example of M Health, right? So M Health is an industry which has grown popularity in India. So Google Maps makes it easy for your customers to find what they need, right? Connecting patients to find and choose the nearby doctors, enabling doctors to make their clinics more visible, right? So it's a you actually help both stakeholders after enabling them with Google Maps, right? You can schedule appointments according to travel plans of your customers, right? So for example, there is a busy individual, a working individual, right, who does not get time to go to the dentist, but on a Thursday night he decides that he has to on his way home visit a dentist first and then plan the rest of his evening, right? So you can actually enable them to visit a doctor on the way, right? Schedule an appointment with him which suits their time and meet, right? So this can be made easy with Google Maps. Then we also have equipment locator use case, right? So you can make out a dashboard, or your services can include things like where is the nearest MRI machine that people could go to get an MRI scan done, right? Where is the nearest X-ray services and pathology labs so that they can plan a visit, right? So a locator for all of these services is something that comes to mind while discussing M Health, right? Then we have remote diagnosis, treatment, and training. So basically, the asset tracking use case, right? So you can track and route your ambulances and service providers in the most efficient and transparent manner with Google Maps, right? enable customers to track the assigned phlebotomists, nurses, fitness trainers on the feed, right? Real time team and asset visibility. Then you can draw and manage geofences for location alerts and marketing. So if your application users enters a particular gym, right, which is partnered with you, you can push them a notification saying, hey, there is a 30% off on this particular gym. Why don't you go give it a try, right? So these geofences can actually mean a lot of functionality for your users, right? So if you've seen the Uber app, when the cab is around 1 or 2 minutes away from you, it gives you a push notification saying, "Are you ready? Your Uber is about to reach." Right. Similarly, you can have things like, "Are you ready? Your yoga trainer is going to reach your home." Right. So this particular thing is very replicable from industry to industry. After discussing these two, M health and tracking, we have medicine supplement delivery, right? The sample collection as far as pathology labs are concerned, and connecting the entire customer experience, right? So capturing accurate delivery address comes to my mind when we think of the e-commerce industry, right? So accurate delivery addresses are very important to make sure that the deliveries are timely and proper, right? It goes to the same person as it's supposed to go. So to that end, Google Maps can help your customers to enter that address in a lesser number of keystrokes, which means that with 4 or 5 keystrokes you can find the place that you live in, and that is all you need to enter your address, right? So this helps two way, right? The number one is it increases the ratio of people who add things to the cart and then check out, right? So it increases this particular metric. And we also have accurate location listed on Google Maps to locate them at the time of the delivery, right? So capturing accurate delivery address is of prime importance. Then we have customers can track status and order location, right? So we can see ETA of delivery, which is a huge customer satisfaction improvement tool, right? And notifications of ETA of delivery, calculate travel time. It can also help your drivers on the back end, right? For route optimization and updating them about nearby jobs which have come up on the fly, right? So all of these things are possible with the delivery use case, right? So medicine and supplement delivery industry and sample collection or health food delivery industry, right? So if you're in this industry, feel free to reach out. We have actually built out some platforms on similar lines which can be leveraged directly out of the box, right? Finally, we have wearables, right? So wearables can generate alerts for sensitive patients on the basis of vitals for timely action, right? And to respond to these, you can use Google Maps and to locate the people who are actually in distress or in need, right? So, for example, there is a heart patient who has a wearable on their hand and they are traveling, right? So, in case of distress, you can easily find them, reach out to them, and make sure that they get the proper treatment that they need, right? Other than this, wearables are also famous in the running, cycling, and swimming circles, where people are interested in understanding the distance covered and other detailed analytics, right? Like what was the time taken for doing X number of laps and X number of kilometers, right? You can plan your route, organize runs and trips with people in your network. You can share it on social media and so on. All of this with the help of a Google Map, right? There are different UIs available in which you can actually point out the waypoints. So for if you want to plan a weekend run, you can actually say that I want to go to these 3 places and in the most shortest route, right? And you can plan your route accordingly and then plan the run, and you can share it with your friends so that they can join you on the way, right? So wearables industry also has a lot of use cases for Google Maps. Then there is one more upcoming industry which is coming out, which is the multi gym or workout recommendation engines, right? So what these people are into is that they enable the customers to choose from partner hospitals or gyms on a map. So, for example, I'm a particular insurance company, and I want people who want the hospital, uh, want to use the services of a particular hospital to search on my website as to which hospitals are partnered with our insurance companies. They can easily do that, right? There are also people who are in the gyms business for a similar use case. So you can go to their application, you can take up a subscription, and then you can go to any gym which is partnered with these guys, and their UI helps you to find those gyms near you, right? It helps you with the pins of which gym is near you at what time. So for example, if you are traveling, if you have a lot of travel planned, and that does not help you with your workout routines, right? So you can sign up with these guys, and you can choose the gym nearest to you and go work out there, even if you're continuously changing cities. So yeah, these two use cases can also leverage Google Maps extensively by trying to show where the nearest gym is, or the different kinds of gym available. So workout places available, right? So you can have filters here. You can have things like, where's the nearest swimming pool, where is the nearest Zumba center or yoga center, right? You can select this in a filter and then try to figure out which one you can visit, right? You can also get the directions and distance to this place using Google Maps, and there can be vivid imagery to show people what this particular place looks like, right, before they actually visit this, right? And you can suggest distances and directions to places where people can work out. So yeah, this is the multi gym or workout recommendation or partner hospital recommendation engine. So going from the customer side to the back end again, you can understand your demand centers. So you can understand how many people have downloaded your application, how many of them are actually booking things or buying things, right? You can do geo marketing analysis to plan future expansion scope and see how your marketing campaigns in particular geographies have worked, right? Then we can have warehouse locator. So if you're aware of the company Zumba, which also deals in accessories and clothing for the whole Zumba uh, system, right, ecosystem, these guys are actually using the warehouse locator to understand where their demand is coming from and then planning their operations accordingly. So their supply chain is using Google Maps extensively to make sure that their operations are most efficient, right? You can generate more revenue by making it easier for potential customers to find you as well. Then we have location tagging. So you can bring more visibility to your business through curated location of goods and services. Then we have visualization, which we've already discussed for the most part. But other than the imagery that we talked about, we can also have information which is filter based, right? So which are the hospitals that have particular specialty centers, right? People can actually use this filter to understand what hospital to select, right? As far as gyms or Zumba centers or physiotherapy is concerned, there can be an active server which provides information to your Google Maps location pin that what all services are available and for what time, right? So extending more information to your people to make that sale. Uh, After these use cases, I wanted to discuss the kind of solutions that Sears has already made for the asset tracking suite. So we have a lot of SaaS products which we build in-house on top of Google Maps APIs because we have developers there. So we have made an on-demand aggregator platform in the past. So exactly an application like Uber, right? So it does the same thing, and we white label it and we give it off to other people who want to start their cab business, right? So that is first. Then we have vehicle tracking and maintenance platform, right? We have personal tracking platform where you can track your salespeople, their various KPIs. You can push them notifications. You can see their real-time location. You can also see their historical locations and reimburse them according to their travel plans, right? So all of these things can be included in the personal tracking platform, right? So this is the Sears S-Track suite of solutions. We have cab, auto, truck aggregator, like I explained. Then personal tracking. We have school bus tracking application, to make sure that your children are safe while traveling back home, right? We have address validating tool. So if you have a lot of addresses in the standard in a non-standard and old format, we can help you to geocode those. Then we have vehicle tracking and maintenance solutions. And finally, indoor mapping of venues. So if there are things like airports and malls, we actually do the indoor mapping for these guys. We install beacons wherever required. We also provide GPS services as far as hardware is concerned. And Google Maps, and finally, I would also like to tell you guys that Google Maps can be leveraged in any industry, right? So I'll just quickly run through these slides where I try to explain what are the industries and how people are using it. So we have banking, finance, and insurance. So you can deliver real time, you can dispatch, tracking and communication among CSAs, customers, and service providers, right? You can use the improved data accuracy for your services to both metropolitan and remote areas, right? And you can build better relationships with your customer. So like I was telling you about finding the nearest hospital with a particular specialty center, you can also find the nearest bank branch or the ATM, right? So these are the most common use cases that are possible. Then we have travel and hospitality. So if you go to tripping.com, they're using Google Maps extensively. We have construction planning, we have utilities and government, manufacturing, and so on, right? So these are the few use cases that I wanted to discuss with you. Other than this, there is a case study which I wanted to share with you for doctor on demand. Uh, so just give me a minute while I load it. Yeah, so basically, I'll tell you how Doctor on Demand works. So, Doctor on Demand has a particular government rule issue in which people living in a particular state should be able to get the medicines from particular pharmacists in which are licensed to sell in that state, right? And they also provided healthcare information about the nearest doctors so that people can contact them directly through the application, and these doctors availability was shown to them real time, right? So people can actually visit their doctor on a scheduled basis. They can save their documents in a particular cloud storage, and they can find the pharmacies nearest to them who are licensed to sell in their states. And they did this all in 90 days. So basically they built out the application in 90 days top, right? So it's very easy to use. Google Maps APIs is what we wanted to convey with this. Finally, I would quickly cover why you should go with Searce for all your Google Maps needs. So Searce provides you end-to-end services as far as the Google Maps APIs are concerned. So we help you in consulting, right, to explore beyond and to create value by understanding business models, to understand various type of maps licenses that are possible, and helping you choose the right package that fits your business requirements exactly. We help you to deploy services, and we also help you with services, which means that if you want to develop something on a platform like Android, iOS, and web applications, we have certified maps engineers who can actually help you with that, right? So all of these four things are what we excel in. Then our differentiators are that number one is domain expertise, right? So we are Google preferred premier partner for health tech in Asia. Other than this, our focus also lies on logistics and allied industries. But we are Google preferred partners for health tech in India. And in on the same lines, I would also like to tell you that we are the quickest to premier partner globally, right? So we used to sell G Suite and GCP to our customers before. So we have been in that business for a long time now. But the Google Maps business is comparatively new. It's almost a year now, but it's comparatively new. And we were the quickest to premier partner. So Google recognizes that we have a dedicated team who is 24/7 continuously helping one company or the other to help build out maps based applications, right? We have 12 plus years of experience, like we already discussed, and transparent and simple pricing. And we are end to end service and solutions provider for you guys, right? And this is a list of Sears customers that we have futurified. So we have a, this is a snapshot of 1250 plus clients that we have. It includes the like of Fracto, it includes the like of Ola, Mintra, DMart, Aisha, you name it, we worked with them, right? Royal Enfield, Flipkart. So yeah, that brings me about to an end of this conversation. I would just like to tell you about the summary and next steps before we move on to the question and answers. So in summary, maps are an essential part of everybody's life. The potential of Google Maps APIs is endless, right? The Google Maps APIs can add value to your bottom line. So next steps could be to test Google Maps APIs with your key use cases, discussing licensing requirements, right? And get started integrating Google Maps APIs into your next project, right? So drop us a note and we are sure we can assist you to get started, right? So the location transformation is here. Are you ready to futurify? So you can note down the email address on which you can reach out for all of your queries, which is googlemaps@sears.com. And you can check out a page, sears.com/maps. There is also an interesting video on YouTube you can check out from Sears, which helps you to understand what all maps can help you with. And yeah, so now it's time for question and answers. I'll just quickly check what are questions that have already been posted on the back. So number one is I have almost finalized development of an app to track my employees. Would need some information how Google Maps can be integrated. Yeah, sure. So I am sure we can help you out. Reach out to us on Google Maps at sears.com, or you can just directly mail the person from which you received the invite, and we'll love to help you out. Then we have, I am using standard plan on Google Maps currently. Is there a requirement to use the premium plan? Sure. So I'll tell you how both of these works. Meanwhile, I'll just check out the other questions as well. So can I use this to create internal app for my own company? Absolutely, you can do that. And in that regard, I would like to tell you how the licensing works. So there can be 4 different use cases: free, paid, invite only, and asset tracking, right? So if you go to this page, developers.google.com/maps/pricing and plans, this will give you a detailed outlook on what categorizes as standard and premium, right? So if you have free, external, and publicly available implementation, that is the only time you can use the standard plan, right? Other than that, if you have internal license, right? Internal means that if you're showing maps to your customers or stakeholders after a login page, right? So this is for internal business purposes, like to show your stakeholders about where your operations are and so on. Then we have OEM use cases, right? OEM means original equipment manufacturers, right? So people who build out applications on top of Google Maps and then sell it off to other clients are the people who are in this particular category, right? And finally, asset tracking implementation. So any kind of asset tracking implementation, all three categorize under the premium plan. And what are the benefits of actually getting the premium plan, right? So you get a few benefits, like number one, you get guaranteed ad free and enhanced API features, right? So on Google Maps native application, you might see ads sometimes, but on premium you will never get ads, and you will have enhanced API features. So whatever new API features are going to be rolled out in the future, you will be the first one to get notified about it, right? Then we have SLAs, right? So we have service level agreement of uptime. So we promise you that Google Maps will never be down for you, right? There is 24-hour technical support which comes with the premium plan, and annual contracts with enterprise terms is what is different in premium plans as compared to standard plans. So yeah, reach out to us if you have a doubt about whether your use case categorizes in the standard plan or premium plan, and we'll suggest you the best way to go about it. Yeah. So I think those are all the questions. Let me just check the YouTube link quickly so that I am sure that these are the questions that we had to go